Haben die mich doch allen Ernstes gefragt, ob ich nicht zwischendrin die Fußballergebnisse bekannt geben soll? Nee, solange die sich nicht als schwul outen, oder? Was? Ihr wollt die? Was ist denn hier los? Was? Ich weiß es nicht, ehrlich gesagt. Ich habe mich verweigert. Nee. Solange, ich meine, wenn es den ersten Bundesligaspieler gibt, der sich hinstellt und sagt, ich bin schwul, dann bin ich dabei. Aber ansonsten leck mich am Arsch. Das ist doch wahr. Und soll ich mal was? Die haben ja alle Schiss, die Kerle. Ja, die haben ja alle Schiss. In Wirklichkeit sind die alle schwul, oder? Die sind doch alle. Bei Franck Ribéry bin ich mir nicht sicher. Ich glaube, Schwule haben Geschmack. Also da muss man ganz klar sagen, das klar. Aber wie die alle heißen, ne? Früher hieß ein Fußballer Beckenbauer, Rummenigge und heute, ne? Der Poldi. Ja, wo ist denn der Poldi? Ne? Such den Schweini. Ja, wo ist denn der Schweini? Ne? Das ist doch. Clean Sie. Kommst du vom Yogi runter? Also so geht's nicht. Also es ist doch alles albern. Es ist doch albern. Aber wir kommen zu unserer nächsten Kategorie. Wir kommen wieder zu einem Stonewall Award. Wir kommen zur Kategorie Lebenswerk. Applaus. Ja. Und wir brauchen für dieses Lebenswerk einen Laudator, den ihr die Welt noch nicht gesehen habt, den ihr heute noch nie gesehen habt. Ach, die Frau, die ist nice. Ja. Machst du die Laudatio? You make a Laudator? Ja? Okay.
Yes.
Ja, Riesenapplaus für Patty Bliss!
You know, in the history of every movement, there are major figures. And of course, in the movement for LGBTI equality, we're no different. There are towering figures without whom it would be difficult to even imagine where the movement would be at this stage. And so it is with great honor that I'd like to present the Soul of Stonewall Award to one of those towering figures in the fight for LGBTI equality. Please put your hands together for Mr. PeterTatchel.
Well, thank you very much, Berlin Pride. I'm very honored to be honored by you. I'd like to dedicate my acceptance of this award to the heroic, inspirational Russian LGBTI activists and their straight allies. They are doing amazing work in conditions of great adversity. They are taking enormous personal risks, the risk of arrest, violence, and worse. Those people in Russia are true heroes and heroines of the LGBT movement. Please join with me in expressing our appreciation and admiration for their fantastic, brilliant efforts. I've been campaigning for human rights and LGBT rights for nearly 50 years. But it has never been me alone. It's always been me with many, many others. And so I accept this award for those people as well. When I look back at the past, when I began campaigning in the 1960s, LGBT people suffered criminalization, discrimination, and violence in almost every country in the world. At the age of 17, I committed myself to help change that. I had then and still have now, the optimism and idealism of the 1960s. To this day, my guiding principle is, don't accept the world as it is, dream of what the world could be, and then help make it happen. Of all my many campaigns over the last 4+ decades, I'll just mention 2 tonight. First was in 1973. I was a delegate to the World Festival of Youth and Students in the DDR. In East Berlin, I staged a series of protests for LGBT rights, the first ever gay rights protests in a communist country, which culminated in me raising a placard near Alexanderplatz with these words, if I can remember correctly, Homosexuelle Befreiung, Bürgerrecht für Schwulen. I was arrested and interrogated by the Stasi, but eventually allowed to go. But the gay liberation leaflets that I smuggled into the DDR during that festival were circulated around the Soviet bloc countries for many, many years afterwards and helped, in some countries, begin the first beginnings of gay liberation. The second example I'll give was in 1999, when, together with 3 of my colleagues from the LGBT direct action group Outrage, we attempted a citizen's arrest on the homophobic Zimbabwean president, Robert Mugabe. My 3 colleagues and I hatched a plan to ambush his motorcade as he drove through the streets of London. And that's exactly what happened. My 3 colleagues ran in front of his speeding limousine, forcing it to halt about 15 centimeters from their legs. Then one of them ran behind the limousine so it couldn't drive forward and couldn't drive backwards. I ran from the side and opened the rear door. Amazingly, it was unlocked, and there before me in the back seat was President Robert Mugabe. You should have seen the look on his face. He is very dark-skinned, but a visible ashen pallor came across his face. His jaw dropped, his eyes popped. He put up his hands and shrunk back into the corner of the car seat. I thought to myself, he thinks he's going to be killed. To which I thought, now you know what your victims feel like. Only we aren't going to kill you, we're going to take you to a court of law and you'll have a chance to defend yourself. Although we had a legal, watertight case for his arrest on charges of torture, we were arrested and President Mugabe was given a police escort to go Christmas shopping at Harrods. But those campaigns are the past. What about now? Despite all the recent setbacks in Russia, India, Uganda, and Nigeria, the overall global trend is towards greater rights for LGBTI people. We are making gains all over the world, and that is a huge tribute to those courageous LGBT people and their straight allies who are campaigning often in conditions of great danger and tyranny. Queer freedom is an unstoppable worldwide movement. So let's hold on to that dream. One day, LGBT people in every country will be free. Together, we will make homophobia history. Thank you.